That's good.
Going live.
Roger.
It's my hair. My hair. Okay.
Your hair looks fine.
Okay. Just checking.
Both of them.
I had my hair done. I just had my hair done for this meeting.
Right. Yeah, we'll be good. We can.
As long as you know that.
Yeah. I do?
Mhm.
Oh, man. Pressure.
And I don't want to get smart aleck, but there is a pillow up here in this front view, so you could see up higher if you wanted to.
See up higher. Jeez.
Yeah, for comfort.
That's to take a nap and put your head on.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. We'll call the meeting of the Codington County Commissioners to order. It is 9 a.m. and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'll have our auditor, Brenda, lead us this morning.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Brenda. Just a reminder to please silence your cell phones, turn them on silent so that they do not disrupt the meeting here today. That's appreciated. Call for public comment. Public comment may be submitted in person or via telephone at 605-882-6248 or by calling 882-6297. Item number 3 is conflict of interest items. Are there any?
None.
None.
No. Okay, no conflict of interest items noted. Action to approve the April 8th agenda.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Schwer, second by Johnson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Action to approve the April 1st, 2025 minutes. Moved by Johnson.
Second.
Second by McElhaney. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. We'll move on to monthly reports and we'll begin with the auditor. Good morning, Brenda.
good morning, everyone. So I would like to start out, you have your budget request forms on your desk. I have mailed those out to all the department heads as well. So those worksheets, if they will be completed and sent back and returned to my office by the end of May. The Department of Revenue has also notified the county of the CPI for 2026 is 2.9%. I have mailed out the malt beverage license renewals and we'll be having a hearing on those the first part of May because they're due back by May 20th. And we are also receiving a SDML refund. So I have to estimate on workman's comp sort of things. And we are getting a refund in the amount of $14,958. So that's all I have.
That's good. All right. Anybody have any questions? All right. If not, let's move on to the Director of Equalization, Shauna. Busy day for Shauna today. Good morning.
Morning.
It's exciting, but I can call you guys 3 times.
3 times.
Three
in one
times
day.
in one day. Okay, so we are going to be holding our equalization boards today, this afternoon for county boards and this evening for consolidated boards with the city. After boards are done, then we'll be basically finishing up our 2025 assessment year, getting all the value changes done in the computer, sent off to the state, and then they will certify our values. We are currently starting on our 2026 this year. Our summer reappraisal is going to be out at Lake Kempesca, all the properties that are touching the lake. It has been since 2010. That was one of our first reappraisals that most of us were still here for. And so right now the appraisers are getting those cards ready to go, and then we'll be working on that most of the summer. That's all I got.
Stir the pot.
Always. It doesn't matter where we go.
It's a
stir the
thing.
pot.
It's a thankless job. I'm sure
Yeah,
she doesn't
but
enjoy it. But
The lake this time, most of the high-end properties are getting to the point where they can't really go up anymore. So it's not going to be like most of the other ones where the properties are going up so much, it's just basically kind of redoing it. Some of the higher ones will come down a little bit, some of the lower ones come up, and it, from here on out, it should be, hopefully.
Are we starting to
knock on wood.
see property values, home property values level out?
We are starting to see the higher ones level out. Certain price points, the lower ones are not. We still have not very many houses on the market because of the interest rates. So like the 100 to 400,000, they're still going in a day or two. And so those are still pushing, but once you get, mid 400s and up, those are starting to level off and sit on the market for a normal amount of time. So.
I did talk to Nathan, but I did, I did hear a report yesterday that the, interest rate on mortgage, is dropping now.
Mhm.
They thought it'd probably get down to below 5%. I don't know if that'll happen or not.
The lower they go, the faster houses go and the more it pushes the value up. But they have been dropping just, a little bit here and there. But I think people are starting to get used to it now. So now there's more houses on the market. And we'll see how the summer goes. Last summer, it was nice. It was just kind of leveled off, not a whole lot of movement. But I think people are just realizing interest rates aren't going to go down that much. So they're starting to buy now.
Well, when we look at the number of appeals that we have today, people I think are getting used to the taxes and how much it costs.
Yes, they're
Okay.
they're getting used to what the market has gone up so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So when it comes to reappraising, parts of our county, where are we at with, is the lake one of the last areas?
the
that needs
lake
to be
was
done?
one of the first ones that we ever did. So
Okay.
we are finally through, in my time anyway, we are finally through all of Codington County. So every property in Codington County has been gone through and is now in our ProVal system, which we started using a couple years after I started. So basically now we're starting over. But since the lake was one of the first ones, I'm sure we're gonna find things that we know way more now than we did then, but it's basically now we're finally just starting over and that's why it should be easier, because everything should be correct in the system and the value shouldn't be jumping as much as what like out in the county. and
So is
stuff
it safe
where-
to say it's about once every 15 years that we're?
Yes, I think the state would like us to do it once every 10, but with our county being so big, it's gonna be, but we still look at everything, kind of in between and do all of our studies and stuff, but on a yearly basis. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
yep.
Appreciate that. Any questions for
thanks.
Sean? Any more?
Mhm.
Okay. Thanks, Shauna. All right, let's move on to item number 7, action to approve a cell phone stipend for Angie.
Oh, I should have done the-
Oh, I'm sorry. Geez, no, yeah. Didn't mean to skip over you, Sarah. Let's get a report from our
I get the hint.
Community Services Director.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
We look forward to your report. You're good.
Thanks. Oh, no,
So if you guys want them, I can go print them off.
um,
just sent them this morning.
It's okay.
sorry, sorry, well, so well.
Just read them. to us.
Yeah, the graphs are, we can email them out too. We had 51 individuals we served last month, 92 different services and 90 total client contacts. We've had 170, or actually 98 services so far this year. Last year was 247, so we're staying busy. And yeah, just, let's see, total client contacts this year is 267. We've spent $13,000 so far this year on funeral assistance, 366 on transportation. That's generally bus tickets out, getting people back to their home communities. A little bit on utilities, $85 on utilities and $57 on IDs. Documentation, we do require that if people need help with documentation, that they have a job that it's required for, or a housing application that it's required for.
Okay.
So it's not just IDs for anything, but it's to move them forward. And then we does have up there too. The rest of it is just kind of our numbers, our case management. We've had 60 case management services last month and 22 care coordination. The difference between case management and care coordination is kind of the one-time service. They stop in, we get them connected with whatever, help them complete an application or whatever, and it's done. Case management is ongoing, that we see them repeatedly for that. So that's kind of, and then just referrals continue with that. And we had, yeah, the rest is just data that if you want to look it over, we can. I don't need to go through it in detail. Other information, we had about $3,000 in administrative fees reimbursed in March. Medicaid reimbursement was down, it was 783. That's a little bit, Carrie was out for a couple weeks and we just didn't get billing in, so April's billing will probably be higher than normal. As far as our office, we're still exploring office options, but it's working right now on a temporary basis. We have Carrie moved into that back closet and we've just kind of adjusted all of our storage and we're making it work. It's a temporary solution. Angie started last week and she's doing great. We've also had a lot of applicants for that front office position, so I'm hoping to be able to start interviews next week. I presented to Watertown Fire and Rescue a couple weeks ago about services in the community, presented yesterday to Lake Area Tech's Human Services tech class about poverty. And then we had our State Association of County Welfare Officials meeting last week, and I am officially past president. So those responsibilities have been turned over to the current president. And then, but I do continue to chair the counties have a statewide coalition for mental health that we're looking at what we can do to better address mental health across the state. And so I'm chairing that group for that. It's a great group with good representation from different entities. And then today I'm going to my show for a housing conference, which is sponsored by Dakota Resources. With that, and as far as the systems of care pieces, our interagency meeting this week is at the Human Service Agency. They'll be sharing about their resources. That meeting is at 9 o'clock on Thursday for service providers or other related individuals. We had county commissioners and the mayor has come occasionally. So it's a great meeting with good variety of people to get to know each other. Our agency of the month for Codington Connects is the Watertown Regional Library. The librarian, Laura Hinman, is the individual of the month, and we really want to promote her Mamas Matters group that meets on Fridays at the library. So that's a great effort to get people connected in the community.
Right.
Childcare, we're waiting on the report for the recommendations for how we can work with businesses from from Kayla Klein's consulting organization, working with WDC on that. And our capacity development group should start meeting soon. If anybody's interested in how we can expand the capacity on childcare, reach out to our office. And then the marketing group has joined forces with a big group of people. It's really great. And we are going to be having it's called the Splash into Summer event on May 29th at Foundation Plaza. It's a huge event. It's all of the Codington Connects members are invited to have a booth with family activities. So there'll be lots of activities for kids. Reliable Bank is donating food and Park and Rec. Some of the partners are Park and Rec. They're all Codington Connects members, but Park and Rec, Visit Watertown, the Chamber of Commerce, Watertown Development Company, the Boys and Girls Club. Joanne Paulson with Sanford Clinic is helping lead that group, and then a lot of the other social service providers too. So it's a really great group of people coming together to plan a fun event for our community, kick off the summer for kids.
Great.
Yeah, and we're still working on the central location that I had mentioned. That's a little bit delayed, but we're continuing to see what we can do to find a central location for social service providers. And as always, check out Codington Connects at www.codingtonconnects.com for more information about events and things happening in the community.
Good.
That's it.
All right. Great report. Thank you.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That's all you got. That's it.
It's been a little busy.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, thanks.
Any questions or follow-up? No? Okay. All right, so since we've got you here, let's move on to item number 7, action to approve a cell phone stipend for Angie, Substance Use and Justice Programs Coordinator and Community Service Office. Motion by
I'll second
Johnson to
that.
approve, second by Schwer. Any discussion? That amount, I assume, will be $40. Is that correct? Okay. Any discussion? None? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And this is also you. Discussion possible action to approve a contract with Face It Together for peer support services with COSUP
Yes.
grant funds.
Yes, so this is, we're finally at a point where we're moving all of the grant funds forward that we've received. So this is from that $1 million grant, and this is to contract for services. Face It Together provides peer support. So this is an individual with lived experience that is now in sobriety. They provide a great amount of supervision and support. And we are very excited to get somebody in our community that can really help us see things from that lived experience perspective and be a support to individuals. So we're not recreating the wheel. We're just partnering with an agency that does a really great job with it.
Move to approve.
Motion by McElhaney to
Second.
approve, second by Gable. Discussion? All in
Just,
favor, say, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I had a
Commissioner.
I had a quick question. So, Sarah, can you describe the how it's going to work together with Face It Together and BSBB, just how that's going to work so for people's awareness?
Yeah, that's Stacy with Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars has really been the lead contact with this. And so she has worked closely with Megan, who's the coordinator at Face It Together. The idea is probably that this person, they don't actually have a physical location. They do kind of go where they need to, but they'll be located quite a bit of the time at Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars because it also overlaps with the population that Stacy serves. And so there'll be a real partnership between Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars and Face It Together, which, as you know, is also connected to our office. So, yeah, but Stacy's been a great contact lead for this.
All right, good question. Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to item number 9, which is,
We need to vote,
oh,
Mr. Chairman.
sorry. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 9, discussion possible action to approve a contract with Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars to provide sober housing using the COSUP grant funds.
Yes, so again, just getting those funds out into the community and to really start using them. This will actually, the state's attorney had reviewed the contract, drew it up, and we actually are going to have Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars and some Watertown Cares as well, for individuals that aren't able to be served by Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars, families and that kind of thing. So this is a contract to use the COSUP funds for them to provide sober living. So it will be just sober living opportunities for community members to help with recovery using those COSUP funds.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by McElhaney,
Second.
second by Johnson. Any discussion? And once again, that has been reviewed by the state's attorney's office. Okay.
Yeah, just to give a bit more context, Mr. Chair, could ask Sarah to just when you're talking about sober housing, like what are we talking about here for people's awareness?
Yeah, so one of the things that people face when they're trying to get sober is oftentimes they're coming out of a legal system. Maybe they don't have housing or they just don't have a healthy place to live. And so this gives them a short-term opportunity to live in a sober environment, have support. It does also require that there's intensive case management so that they will have the support that they need. Usually, ideally, it's about 3 months. Unfortunately, with our current housing environment, it's taking longer for this population to find housing. But usually it's within 3 to 6 months, they're housed in permanent housing. And so this is a short-term, get back on your feet, stay sober environment.
Mr. Chair, so
Get them
is it,
into an
yeah.
environment.
yeah, is it, so Sarah, is it making use of current facilities, for that temporary housing that are in the community?
Yeah,
or what?
yes, actually, I don't know if how aware people are, but Brothers and Sisters Behind Bars currently has 2 sober living houses. They have one for females and one for males. And Stacy and I have had quite a bit of discussion about this. What this is going to do is they currently have a contract with the state for some services, for sobriety services. They've been using that to sustain their housing. This will supplement their housing so they can use those funds to have different sober activities. So they'll switch how their funds are currently used by the state. So it is an existing program that's there, but this funding is going to allow expansion of sober activities and sobriety in the community.
Right.
Thank you.
How many do we house in these two separate houses?
So they have 5 in the female house and 3 in the male, and it's not uncommon for them to have somebody on an airbed or a couch when they're transitioning people in and out. So anywhere 5 or 6 and 3 or 4 in the each of the men's and women's houses.
All right. Any more questions, discussion?
The question that I would have, there is, the funding now, is this all coming through the auditor's office?
Yeah, so we're the pass through essentially with that.
That's what I was wondering, so we can keep tabs of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we do. And they'll have to submit all the monthly reports to us and everything. And with a federal grant, there's a lot of reporting
Yeah.
that, and so there is a lot of reporting. We do get a small stipend as the administrator of the grant too, that will be able to.
So remind me, did we get the $1 million grant? Have we got it?
Yes, now we just have to start drawing down funds.
I mean, we
Right.
got all million.
It
all
hasn't
$1
been,
million.
we haven't received it yet in our revenue yet. And as Sarah expends those funds, then we will have to do budget supplements to her budget because she didn't budget for it. And obviously you wouldn't budget for
Right.
something like this. So we will have to do automatic budget supplements to supplement her budget as you pay for those claims. But not that I'm not aware of that it has been put into our revenue yet, like,
No,
okay.
no, it hasn't yet. We'll have to
Okay.
do some drawdown. We have
Okay.
to start doing
We
drawdowns.
got $1 million floating out there.
No. Right? No, that would be, no, so we will just do it as a,
Well, that, the
pay
reason I
as you
asked the
go.
question, is I've never seen it in our
Yeah, financial.
financials, yeah.
Yeah, no, so we've been approved and it's $1 million over 3 years that we can draw down. So we want to tap out all of that. So Codington County has been approved for that amount.
That's good. I know we're spending money like crazy and we go on with our current administration, we go day by day.
Yeah, right.
Concerns me a little bit that we don't miss it.
Yeah, no, we'll be, as
Somebody
soon as we're
hiccups and
spending it, we'll
be in
make sure we
trouble, yeah.
reimburse for it. Yeah,
Thank you.
yep.
Total confidence in your ability.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's vote on that. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.
Okay, let's move on to item number 10, action to approve the auditor's account with the treasurer and note monthly register of deeds fees.
Alrighty, so you have those documents in your packet as well, the amounts that were in the treasurer's office after I went over and counted on the last business day of March 2025, our cash on hand, checking accounts, investments. Down towards the bottom, you'll see our custodial funds. Those are the amounts that get paid out to the schools, townships, cities, and towns. And then you have, the other sheet is a breakdown of exactly all the coins, dollars, whatever was in her possession on the last day. And then the registered deeds fees, her total amount for the month of March was $25,245.55.
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
McElhaney, second by Gable. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 11, action to advertise and hire a full-time highway maintenance technician 2 to fill a vacancy due to an upcoming retirement. That position will remain open until it is filled. Randy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Randy.
Morning. As Troy stated, this is for filling a retirement position. It's going to be a highway maintenance 2 position. This is a grade 25, so we'll be starting at 2235. And again, we want to post this until filled.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Gable, second by McElhaney. Any discussion?
When, you have any idea? I know. This season is gonna crank up now.
Yes, yes.
Have you got somebody in mind or you got any interviews lined up?
Not yet. No, that's why this is an open position.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of applicants from prior that we're considering, but we'd like to get a bigger base to choose from at this point.
I think when we were out there the other day, we talked about, you have a file of some.
Correct.
Hospital, yeah.
Yes.
All right, Get her done.
All right, thank you, sir.
Right. Did we vote on that? Okay,
Not yet.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, that motion carries. Now you can get her done. Thanks. All right. Discussion possible action to approve and authorize the chair to sign the 2025 salary schedule market update service agreement from McGrath Human Resources Group. Natalie, our HR director. Good morning.
Good morning, commissioners. You should have included in your packet the proposal. We talked about this last year and it is a budgeted item. And so would just like your approval to get this signed and authorized, and then hopefully, I don't know specific timeline, but hoping what they'll do is it won't be as an extensive of a process as before. Going through all the positions and everything, it will just be checking rates and where things are at and seeing if we're still in line or if things have changed. It's about 5 years ago that we had done this. So their recommendation was to try to update it, keep it updated every 3 to 5 years, just depending on market conditions.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Gable, second by McElhaney, to approve this. And the market update proposal, just for the record, is $10,455. That is the proposal. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
correct.
And is this 3 years? This is the third year after we
This-
did it initially.
2020,
No, this is the 5th year after we did the,
correct.
man, time flies.
I know.
5 years already. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, if I could just comment. So one thing we learned when we did the big update 5 years ago was that we don't want to let it get out of control, like forget about it. Like I think before that, it had been over 10 years since we'd done a wage study. And so this, we want to keep up with things this time.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 That motion carries. Thank you.
thank you.
All right, let's move on to item number 13, discussion possible action to approve and authorize the chairman to sign the MOU with Teamsters on behalf of the correctional officers.
Yes, so as we've been looking at where things are at and how things are being done, there was a language change in the union contract several years ago about holiday pay, but it was missed, and so it wasn't being followed. Those that are working 12-hour shifts would be getting 12 hours of holiday pay instead of the 8. And so the contract reads that it's 8, but again, that wasn't being followed. And so the union has requested that we follow past practice until we have time to negotiate this again, which we will do then with wages is what the MOU says. We did sign a 2-year contract, so we were only going to negotiate wages this year, if you remember, but we will also talk about this holiday, but this just follows it through until we have time then to renegotiate that.
Move to approve.
Second it.
Motion by Johnson, second by Schwer. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you very much, Natalie. Number 14, discussion possible action to accept and authorize the chairman to sign proposal from Geotech for soil borings for the future jail site.
Yeah,
Commissioner
Mr. Chair.
Gable?
Yeah, thank you. So I'll make a motion to approve this. You should have it in your packet, but it's a quote from Geotech. They do a lot of the soil borings in the area for the jail site. I think the quote is for, I want to say $6,000, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to find it here in the, yeah, $6,000. So looking at several more holes. And so we did some borings back in 2017, but with the new building that we're planning, it's based upon the footprint of the design that we're working on now. And so as we some of the more well-known cases in the area in the Watertown area, we don't want to have any problems with soil stability. So that's what this is about. So
Okay, so we have a motion by Gable and a second by McElhaney. Any further discussion? And once again, that is in the amount of $6,000.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I could just add in, so this is within the project budget. So, but since it's something, it's a contract that we haven't approved yet, we need to approve this.
Great. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner. All right, just a note that the board will meet as a County Board of Equalization at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to meet right here in the Commissioner Chambers. And then number 16 is that the board will again adjourn or meet again. Yeah. For the Consolidated Board of Equalization at 6:30, and that's going to be at City Hall at the chamber. So 1 o'clock today here and 6:30 tonight at the City Council chambers. So item number 17 is to note Easter office closures. Brenda?
Correct. So I did receive information from Chris, the executive director for the SDACC. And according to policy, we will be granted administrative leave for both Good Friday and Easter Monday. So it will be April 18th is Good Friday and April 21st is Easter Monday.
Move to approve.
Don't need any
Don't
motions.
need a motion on that.
Thanks.
All right. Action to approve abatement applications, number 18. Number 19, action to approve claims for payment.
Yes, you have that packet in front of you. There's a couple additional claims that we had to add, and there will be more, I'm sure, next week, because it was an early claim cutoff this week being the first 2 days of the month. So with those two additional, for the teletype services, Department of Public Safety and our health equity maintenance fees, the total amount of claims is $1,332,634.40. The state pass-through, though, that we send to the state of South Dakota is $616,090.71. So the actual claims for the county is $716,543.69.
Move to approve.
If there's anything in there that you need explanation, that's fine. I didn't have anything highlighted. Everybody had to pay their vehicle insurance liability this month, so you'll see those in there.
Motion,
I have a question.
hold on just a second. We have a
How is
motion.
our,
Hold on just a second. Motion?
Yeah.
to approve.
Second.
Second by Schwer.
Okay.
Now go ahead, Commissioner.
how is our court appointed attorney's budget staying in there?
Oh, I didn't look
Because
at that. I'm sorry. I'll get that for you next week. I
All
need to
right,
see
that's
where
fine.
we're at.
I see it's pretty large, yes.
Yes,
So,
yeah, it's,
Can you help us with that?
Going fast.
maybe our state's attorney.
I think there's a.
I will get that figure for you next week. I'll note it.
Can't control that too much, so. All right, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Action to approve personnel changes, item number 21.
Okay. And you have a few of those in your packet. We have Joseph Thronson, who, because of his experience, he really needs to have his increase, his vacation hours from 6.66 to 8 hours per pay period. You can read the explanation from the state's attorney, but he is eligible for that, to be bumped up to that. We also have Wade Jordan, Highway Maintenance Tech 2 in the Highway Department. He is a new hire. He'll be at step 1, so it is $22.35 per hour. We have a few now that are seasonals out at Memorial Park. One is Brandon Jacobson. I should mention Wade. His effective date of hire will be 4/14/2025. Brandon Jacobson, his effective date of hire is April 14th as well. Out at the park, his new step is AA2, $17.70 an hour. We have Steve Rondell. He is a seasonal rehire, also effective date April 14th. Out at the park, BB number 1, $19.31 an hour. Did I get them all, Steve? Steve, okay, yeah. So we have one, I didn't get that in my packet, I guess. April 14th, custodian at the park, BB number 6, $20.77 an hour.
That is for Steve DeVille. Okay,
Oh,
we'll take
Steve
those
DeVille.
all in one motion.
Approve.
To approve by Johnson, second by McElhaney. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner Gable, are you still online?
Maybe he went away.
No, I'm sorry, I was muted.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
didn't hear your
Aye.
vote on
Yeah,
Okay.
aye.
All right, that motion carries. Item number 22 is action to approve travel requests.
We have one, weed and pest going to a mosquito fogger recapitulation, or how do I say that? Recalibration. Goodness.
Motion to approve. Second.
Second.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Schwer. All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 23 is just public notice, information that possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at the South Dakota Association of County Officials workshop that's coming up. When is that?
This
That's
week.
coming up this week.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have anything else?
The only thing I might mention is the Sioux Valley Commissioners Association meeting. You have that. That is rescheduled for Wednesday, April 23rd. I'll put it on the agenda next week, but if you could please let me know if you're able to attend that so we can make sure we have the same number or add if we need to or take away.
That's good. And that's in Brookings.
Yes.
The only other thing is the appeals board will be tonight and
Exactly.
there'll be a forum there.
Yeah. All right. Any old business? 24, any old business? 25 is new business? Any new business? 26, anything from the open for the public? Any public comments? I don't see we have any phone calls either, so pretty quiet, usual. Commissioner comments for the open? Oh, nothing.
No news is good news.
All right. Do we have a need for executive session today? No need for executive session. I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
So, second.
Oh, who did it?
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Schwer to adjourn. We have a second by Commissioner Gable. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, we are adjourned until 1 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for accommodating me. Thanks, Lee.
Thanks, Lee.